Most people are fundamentally afraid of being alone by themselves. But why is this in today's world? Solitude, for some reason, and mistakenly, is often conflated with loneliness. And this misunderstanding leads many of us to develop a very unconscious interpersonal relationship with ourselves, to the point where we or they don't know how to relate themselves or ourselves and their own company, or in some sense, they are afraid to do so. And this is why many people become afraid of being alone. They don't know how to be within their own company. They don't know how to introspect. They don't know how to self-reflect and do these types of things so that they can be by themselves and be of good company. Now, there are a multitude of reasons for why this is the case. I'm going to go over a few of them for you right now. One of those, fundamentally, is the pressure of productivity. Now, in our modern culture in the 21st century, in the Western world of being a capitalist, consumer, corporatist world in which we live in, solitude is often deemed a wasteful activity. It's something of a waste of time, that it's not productive. It doesn't lead to development or success or progress or anything of this nature. And we like this because we live in a consumer society. We always have to be doing something. We have to be making money. We have to be consuming some sort of media product. We have to be racing towards some sort of accomplishment. Solitude is seen as something that is a waste of time. So in response to this, we glorify productivity. And idle time, in this case, is seen as time that could be better spent on tasks that are deemed more productive for ourselves. And this is a fallacy. The reason why this is a fallacy is because we start to deem leisure as being something that is not required in our life. We need downtime. We need relaxation. We need to be doing things that keep us balanced, And if we go into this even more, we see people conflate procrastination with leisure or relaxation. And it's no, you're not procrastinating. You're just actually taking time out of your day to just relax. Not everything is within the frame of productivity and efficiency, and this is where a lot of us make some massive mistakes with regards to our lifestyles. So this pressure can make solitude feel like a luxury that we cannot afford, reinforcing the idea that being alone is synonymous with being unproductive, which it is not. This is a complete fallacy that we make in our own heads. Now, another reason, of course, is the fear of uncertainty. When we are alone, we are always obviously going to be confronted with our innermost fears, our self-doubts, and the silence amplifies the echoes of our thoughts, making it harder to avoid confronting our uncertainties. Now, without the distraction of external stimuli in which we are so much glued to, like the mobile phone, the internet, all of this type of stuff, or social media addiction, we face a daunting internal landscape that many are unprepared to navigate because we don't really know how to navigate these things. If we're always constantly bombarded with the fact that we can always choose to be distracted, how are we actually going to navigate anything outside of this distraction? We are not taught it. We are not really conditioned to understand it. So we have to go about it our own ways. And that's just probably why I'm watching a video like this, which is about, productivity, psychology, this, understanding ourselves better. It's very difficult to navigate ourselves when we are brought up in a world that basically tells you to not even understand yourself, to not know oneself. So that is another reason, the fear of uncertainty. And this is embedded within the productivity kind of lifestyle all the time, that we can't sit with ourselves. We always have to be doing something. So there's a fear of uncertainty with regards to what our actual self-doubt includes. So we don't go near it. We don't think about these things to try and find solutions. Another one is the illusion of connection. So society often equates solitude with social isolation, and this is obviously not true. We mistakenly believe that true connection can only be found through constant social interactions with other people. Now, this illusion blinds us to the value of connecting deeply with ourselves, leading to a superficial understanding of our own needs and desires. If we don't actually try and understand ourselves better, we're just going to understand a superficial form of ourselves. And therefore, we're just going to continue superficial forms of living and activities with others and not really develop any true sense of passion or values or understanding or philosophy for ourselves or a strong personality, because we haven't really looked within ourselves on a deeper level to understand ourselves. People that actually have something to say, who understand themselves, who have a vision or a future ideal, or they have these certain characteristics or these concepts in which they want to work on or try and go towards or whatever. These people of character, have sat with themselves to try and understand what they are, who they are, what makes them tick. People who don't do that are usually people who are just completely stuck in the idea of doing things with other people, but those things being very mundane activities. They don't really go anywhere. But most of the time, because they're afraid to sit with themselves, they're afraid to see who they truly are or could be. And the illusion of connection is very much embedded within this. The only way you can really be connected to yourself is if you are with yourself, not through other people. The best formula for following through with that is to understand yourself first, then find the people that you can connect with afterwards. And that's when you develop real friendships with people and come to understand people that really understand you. Now, another would be fear of vulnerability. Now, solitude demands authenticity. You have to be authentic if you want to be in a place of solitude. It forces us to confront our vulnerabilities and insecurities without the masks we wear in the presence of others. This is why we need to be authentic with ourselves to be in a place of solitude and calm and presence and understanding. We have to face ourselves with authenticity. And if you can't do that, then you're not going to be in a place of solitude and relaxation to actually embrace the present moment with your own self. Facing our true selves can be uncomfortable, but it also is an essential step towards genuine self-awareness and growth. You can't be self-aware unless you do these types of things. And the final point of why we have a fear of solitude or fear of being alone is because of the escapism trap. Now, to avoid the discomfort of our own company, we often seek refuge in external distractions. We overlook the wisdom and growth that solitude can offer us. By constantly escaping into the external world, we miss out on the profound insights that can only be found in solitude. So we often escape and run away to other things to distract ourselves with because we cannot stand being by ourselves. And this is a very, very negative thing to do. And it also is the gateway to facilitating a lot of vices that you're going to develop within yourself that are not going to be good, like addiction, for example, drinking, alcohol, drugs, escapism, distraction from things in which are not authentic to you. So if you're living an inauthentic life and then you need to do inauthentic things to escape from the inauthenticity that you're doing on a daily basis, that is just a absolute mess. So you want to really, if you're, and this is usually in association to like working a job I don't like, blah, 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 all that type of thing. And then you try and escape that by feeling some form of excitement, some form of difference in comparison to that by doing something else that you don't authentically really want to do, but it kind of gets you out of that mundanity or that hole of an existence in which you're in. But again, that is just a form of escapism, and it doesn't actually get you towards your true self or your highest form of you, so that you can maybe facilitate or construct an ideal for yourself to actually get you out of that mundane lifestyle to begin with. So these are the reasons to why we are very much in fear of being by ourselves or to be in solitude. The pressure of productivity, the fear of uncertainty, the illusion of connection with others, the fear of vulnerability, and the escapism trap in which we are born into when it comes to working jobs we don't like, and how we identify ourselves to that inauthentic construction in which those jobs kind of bring us. But it is very much our purpose to bring creativity and our connection, our ability to be connected to our true self, to actually create and bring something forth that is authentic. And it's very much our purpose to do that as individuals. So if you are the kind of individual that wants to increase your self-awareness, you want to reduce the stress that you experience every single day, you want to enhance your emotional regulation so that you are less volatile as an individual in the experience of life itself. If you are someone who wants to reshape the negative self-talk and break down intrusive self-limiting beliefs and replace them with good affirmative beliefs to actually achieve the goals that you want to attain, do you want to build self-esteem, have a stronger sense of self, and also increase your productivity? If these are things that you want to fundamentally do for yourself, then I highly recommend you book in a free one-on-one call with me for my anti-procrastination program, where I can talk to you about the exact techniques that you need to learn to fulfill the desires that you want to fulfill. Now, if that is something that you want to do and you are interested in, then I highly recommend you book in that one-on-one call with me down below. You'll find a link in the description and in the comments section just down below this video. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to give it a like, comment your thoughts down below, and I will speak to you all in the next one.